I didn't know that you were so nice because when I first saw you, you looked actually quite serious.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Isn't
I
that
can have
very
my serious look.
Hello, Valerie. Very pleased to meet you. My name is Ardi. I am 11 years old and I live in Jakarta. And I have school in Rizal Pondok Labu. One day I would really like to be a herpetologist, which is someone who studies reptiles and amphibians. But today I would really like to know what you do at UN and a little bit about yourself too.
Thank you very much, Ardi. My name is Valerie, and I'm very, very happy to meet you today and to get to know you. I'm very impressed that you want to be an herpetologist because it's not every day that you meet somebody who wants to be an herpetologist. I myself, I'm the resident coordinator of the United Nations. What it means that I am the head of the United Nations, that I represent all the activities of the United Nations here, and I, if you want, represent the United Nations Secretary General, if you heard of him. So that's what I do in Indonesia. I arrived in Indonesia 9 months ago, and I'm very, very happy to be in your country.
Ooh, in my school, I used to have a French class, but I don't remember much.
Alors tu ne parles pas français? You don't speak French.
I can only do a little bit.
So what do you know in French?
I can remember bonjour. I can remember je m'appelle, and I can also, the last thing I can remember is au revoir.
Bon, so that's already good. You know, I started to learn Bahasa Indonesia, but you know, I haven't managed very well because since we were in the lockdown, you know, I couldn't be outside, I couldn't speak with anyone, so I haven't managed to really learn Bahasa Indonesia, but one day I will.
Right now, I have a pet lizard that I keep as a pet that I have right now kept for like around 2 or 3 years. Now, I remember that you said you had a lot of pets. So, how did you get all of those pets, and why do you like animals so much?
Most of my pets, I got them because I rescued them. You know, whether it's a cat in the street, whether it's a lizard stuck somewhere, whatever, you know. So all my pets were rescue pets. Currently, I only have one cat, actually, because I had two, but one of them passed away in Nepal, where I was before coming to Indonesia. So why I love animals? Because I find in them all the qualities that I would like to find in people. Animals are not judgmental. They love you for who you are. You know, it doesn't matter if you're beautiful or ugly, rich or poor, you know, tall or short, black or white. You know, they don't bother with those considerations. So they have, you know, they are not judgmental. They are very tolerant. They love you no matter what, and they are very forgiving. We don't always understand them because we don't speak their language. But it's not because we don't understand their language that they don't have a means of communication. So animals for me represent, I would say, what a perfect human being should be. Unfortunately, most human beings don't have the qualities that animals have.
When I was very little, like less than 3 years old, I absolutely loved fish. Every time I saw a fish, like a fish shape, I would go, fish, fish, fish. And I just loved fish like every day, and I would always look at fish. And I wanted to be a marine biologist at the time. But as it turns out, we only discovered 5% of the entire world's oceans. So for you, does that scare you or excite you?
Oh, that does not scare me. On the contrary, that excites me so much. You know, what I love with nature and the world of animals actually is that you also have, it brings a lot of humility in you, you know, because if we accept that there is so much we don't know, so much we don't understand. So actually, it doesn't scare me at all. Some months ago, I went to Raja Ampat in your country. I don't know if you know that area. It's off the coast of Papua there. And I went to a place where I snorkeled for an entire week. And I could see millions of fish. magnificent corals. I swam with sharks. I swam with turtles and with rays. That was so fantastic. And at one stage, you know what, since I was snorkeling, I had half of my head looking outside and half looking inside. So I had the view of both the world under the sea and the world above the sea. And what is amazing is that actually when you are above the sea, you just don't know all the beauty, all the diversity that exists under the sea. We are so tiny, so insignificant, and the ocean is so vast. And there are depths, you're right, that we never explored. So I think this should give us the sense that we should be humble and understand that we don't understand, and realize that there is so much more, I would say, complexity and different lives, so that we should really respect them all. That's definitely what I think.
Now, because I want to be a herpetologist, I have to be brave handling snakes or frogs. But the problem is that there is not very many places where you can learn herpetology, and two, most of the public is very afraid of snakes or frogs. So, is there a program where the UN can maybe help that, or can you make one?
If you are interested in combining your love of lizards and serpents with the work of the UN, there are possibilities under the agenda of the preservation of the environment and the preservation of biodiversity. But I don't think there is really a place in the UN where you can, learn about this. But once you have learned about this, there might be a way for you to join the UN. So I would say, first, make sure you study those areas that you are interested in and go to the best place you can. And I'm sure that there you will also learn how to overcome any fears, anything that you have. Why do you like lizards so much?
Because I think they are very interesting because they are very ancient looking, and most people overlook them because they are so small, and maybe they just miss them, and they are well camouflaged. And the second thing is that most of them are quite endangered and are very hard to find.
It's true, and a number of them, like the Komodo dragon in your country, actually is supposedly coming from the time of the dinosaurs. He has survived so many changes on the planet, and he's still around. So they are very resistant too.
Can I, by the way, please show my lizard, because my mom's been telling me to do that
Yes. I want to see your lizard, and tell me, what's the name of your lizard?
This is my lizard. She's a leopard gecko, and her name is Leia. And
Leia?
Yeah, she is a leopard gecko, and he is sometimes very nice, but also sometimes very skittish. And she does not like light that much. And she is nocturnal, and she used to come from a place I can't remember, but I think it was somewhere in Arab Saudi, where it was hot, but not so hot, but where they can live with very soft skin. And she likes being stroked on the head.
She's so cute. You know, my son had at one stage a gecko also. And I must say, what was interesting, it was like with any animal, you can really develop a relation with those animals. And I can see that she likes you. She likes to be cuddled by you.
Okay. That's all for me. Thank you, Valerie. It was very nice to meet you.
Thank you. Continue. Keep up the good spirit. That's great. Thank you, Ardi.
You're welcome.